All right, today is day 12 of our DIY custom van high-top build. It's going to be a short day today, not a lot accomplished on the van. It's Sunday, so we were off this morning to church, picked up a couple grandkids, brought them along with us over to my parents' house for lunch. My mother had this delicious tortellini thing going with beef in it, so that was really tasty. But anyway, just doing a little bit of work here. I put the corners, trim corners on here. On the front, they're going to be painted. They're not going to be staying silver, I don't think, unless Melanie has a different opinion. But I got to tack down the front, the top piece there on the trim, and then yesterday we finished the trim around the sides here, along both sides. So we're making progress on it. We still have not closed in the back yet, and like I've mentioned before, that's strategic because we don't have any electricity in there right now in the camper van part in the back, and it's quite dark already. So if I go and close that in, then we're gonna have like no light. So unless there's rain in the forecast, it has not. My son-in-law was telling me this morning it hasn't rained in like 2 months here, which I can kind of believe. It's been a really dry second half of the summer into the fall, and as soon as I close it, I'm not going to see anything. So I'm trying to hold off on closing it in. Plus, it gives us some ventilation. We don't have windows in yet. So until we get windows or roof vents in, if we do roof vents, I'm leaving that open. And until we get light in, I'm leaving it open. Unless we get weather in the forecast, precipitation in the forecast, then I'll hurry up and close it in. Otherwise, it's coming along. And I think the only other big project I might do today is, it's not a big project, it's a little project, but I'll show you from when we did some spray foam insulation in the structure of the van. I don't even know what the right word is for those things. As much time as I spend in vans, you'd think I'd know, but here we go. All right, pardon the mess. We're in the middle of construction here. Try and duck under that so I don't hit my head. And all right, so you see I have a little bit leaking out there, but we put duct tape over all the holes as we were spraying so that didn't make too much, hopefully to keep stuff in so it didn't come out. And if we need to put more in, we will, but I know some of it has duct tape up against it. But so we'll go ahead and I think I'll peel that off today. And other than that, you know, if you haven't been following every video, there's the bunk area, the cab over bunk up there. That's why it has the shape it does. Outside, we wanted at least a 24-inch build so that we could stand up inside, because it was like 54 inches, I think, before, in the center, in the biggest, the highest spot. And in the back, this is our massive storage area. We were always doing aft storage. We ended up going, it was going to end about here where the back of the van was. And we went an extra foot just because I noticed looking at it that an extra foot, it still would not extend past the bumper. So the front end does go out the cab over, but it does not extend past the hood. It only goes to about as far as the windshield. And in the back, we have quite a cargo area or storage area here, but it does not extend past the bumper. And our side walls do not extend past the original side of the van. So what that means is we literally can still park this thing in a standard parking spot anywhere that the van would fit. This it still fits with this high top. The only exception being is taller, so we have to watch out for our height. I measured it yesterday, and I think I measured it at 100. What did I come up with? 115 inches, I think. Yeah, 115, 116 inches. So it's less than 10 feet. We are going to put solar panels on and potentially roof vents, so we may be right up around the 10-foot range when we're done, but it's still going to be shorter than a standard RV. It's smaller than a standard RV, and we've been looking at them a lot, and we're definitely a little smaller, so I think that's an advantage for us. Real soon we'll have to get some insulation here, and we're going to have to decide about the roof vents. We are working on deciding on a color for the outside too, if we're staying with white. Right now it just has primer on it, so we're deciding if we're staying with white or if we're going with a different color. But it's coming along. It's solid. We did put a couple of braces in the front, corner braces, just to kind of provide a little extra strength on the front end. I don't know if that's going to strictly be necessary, but it's not going to hurt anything in any case. All right, guys, just noticed my lady's outside. I didn't even know she was out here. You can see what she's busy with. Amusingly enough, one of the colors that's on this list is, it's not on this list. It was one we were looking at there that was maybe mushroom, which is another one of these beige colors or tan colors. And turns out I was showing it to my parents because I thought the name was funny. And it's actually the color that's the color my mother chose for interior walls when they were doing their house. They just moved out here in the spring. Was it April or something, Melanie? They moved out here. They moved out here in April, and so while my daughters-in-law and my daughter were doing some painting for them, they asked, "What color do you want?" And that was the color they picked out. So kind of amusing, that similar color there. So anyway, that's what we're debating. Do we stick with white on the top? Right now it's just primer, but do we stick to the white, or do we go with some kind of other color? All right, so I've been saying for years, I mean, white vans are fine. They're very common, you know, but I've been saying for years, like, if a great color for a van, camper, anything you're taking out camping in the wilderness would be like a tan color, you know, a sand color. Should kind of blend in a little bit. You're not sticking out like that proverbial sore thumb. And I got one of them because, yeah, I mashed it working on the van build process here. Well, Toyota came out then with a desert sand, I think they call it, for their Tacoma a few years ago. And then Jason at Primal Outdoors, he went and painted his van with bed liner the same color. I'm like, they're stealing my ideas. So we might go with a tan or a sand type color. We're just deciding. And I asked Melanie, what color do you want? I said, I don't know. She said, you need chips, samples. So we went to Menards today, the Home Depot, or kind of like a, you know, it's the Home Depot Walmart mashup store we got here in Gillette. We have a Home Depot too, and a Walmart. But anyway, there's the colors. So she wanted to see them in the sunlight, not in the artificial light in the store, and to hold them up against the van and see what might be nice. And one of the reasons we're thinking of doing the top in a different color is because we'd love to do the top and the van all in one color. But that's not going to happen right now. That's down there, and you've heard me refer to the phases of this project. Phase 1 is getting it where we can use it to go test it, make sure everything works like we like it. Phase 2 will be finishing up some prettifying, if you will, inside. Phase 3 will be little niggly things. Phase 3 or maybe Phase 4 might be painting the van. I don't know. It's a lot of work. I'd love to have it done, but it's a fair bit of work. That head nodding over there, y'all heard it first right here. So Melanie just pointed out that while we do not have maybe mushroom on this list, we do have sauteed mushroom. So there you go. Might be sauteed mushrooms. Desert dune is kind of cool. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Melanie gets her choice.
So at this point, what I'm thinking is these chips have more yellow in them, and these colors are more gray, almost kind of a bluish tones. But I think the darker colors are just gonna show the dirt more. I could be wrong about that. So, and the lighter colors are gonna show the dirt. So I was thinking more the medium tones here maybe might be better.
All right, I'm disappointed. I like the desert dune because of the name. I thought this said aspen, so I liked that. I'm not so sure about putting ashen.
It says ashen.
A color named ashen on our van, but I guess nobody has to know the color, right? It's not like I'm telling the whole world wide web what the color is,
No.
right? The color name. Our van does not look ashen, no matter what color we paint on it. All right, some of them definitely have are full. The holes are full. The voids behind. Some of them are not. Like this one, you can see there's nothing there. We just took the tape off. Still got tape on some of them. This one has some in it, but I'm not sure where this one is. We'll have to get some more for that. And like this one is not all the way full, but you can kind of see some in there. So we'll just get some more and finish filling those up. Make sure it's as reasonably full to give us the best insulation possible. All right, we're wrapping up day 12. I told you we weren't doing too much work today. It's a light day. We're still considering colors. There they are. We're still considering colors. This one here is a little bit dark. I don't know if it's maybe a little dark, but it's got a cool name. It's Wild Desert. Yeah, there you go. Can I show you that? There we go. Okay, Wild Desert. I'm still not sure about ashen. The mushroom one might be okay, the sauteed mushrooms. I'm trying to learn to eat mushrooms and be a big boy. My mother had mushrooms with the tortellini and beef today, and I ate them, except for the few that Melanie got, but I ate the rest of them.
You put some on my plate.
The grandkids did do some picking, I think, on the mushrooms and the other vegetables, but that was their loss. We've just been sitting here figuring out how we're going to do things. We know the bed bunk is there. We're trying to figure out wall coverings and stuff. We think we got a good lead going on that. We got the storage back there. We got some good ideas going with that. And we're just trying to figure out the power cabinet, where that's going. And it's probably going to be a mix of standard batteries and like we had before, and Blue Eddies. We have a couple power stations. So it'll probably be a mix of those. We can test both of them that way, back and forth, see what we like better. And trying to figure out where I can put a little desk in here so I can work, because while we're traveling, I still got to work. So figuring out the kitchen stuff, that's a few other essentials that go with any kind of living arrangement. This front passenger seat here does swivel, and I have used that as a workspace before to sit and work, but it's just tight on the door, and I'm a big boy, and I have hunched a little bit, and so I can do it, but after a few hours my shoulder is knotted up so bad I can't move my arm, and it's not comfortable. So we're trying to do a little more legit than that for the desk space. So we're just working on it, and I think this week, well, for sure, the next day out here, we got to do some painting. I don't know if that'll happen first or second. We still haven't decided on the color yet, but soon we have to do some painting. And then, other than that, we're kind of like going to tear these benches out of here that we've been using as scaffolding, and trim up the floor a little bit, decide how we're doing that with the floor, and start working on, I think what we were talking about, I think I'm going to start with the electrical cabinet, get that squared away first, then do the desk thing, because there's two possible spots for that depending on how it actually fits when we try and do it. And then we got to do a cool, we're not going to show you today because we'll show you soon, but we need a way to get up here, so that'll probably be the number third thing, because right now we're like standing on a bench and grab and hold to here, and grab and hold with the other hand and jumping backwards and trying not to whack our heads on the rafters, and I've whacked my head a few times already. So that's going to be the third thing, I think. Then we'll figure out like the kitchen and the other stuff. So it's a work in progress, but we're going to be getting started on it real soon and see how it all comes together. I still got a little bit of wiring to pull, and I've still got this old wiring. We're going to redo stuff, and some of this has to stay. One of these, there we go. This one here is for the trailer brakes. I actually ran it up to the front. The controller's up front, but I ran it off the tail. I don't remember how well I did it. Anyways, the power's off the house battery system, which was done on purpose. So this one is actually factory from Ford for the tail lights and stuff in the back of the van. So those got to stay, and there's other stuff back here that we've just got to pull out still. So then it'll get rerun as we need it for whatever we're doing. And like we decide, where are we putting lights? Where are we putting outlets? So many decisions. 100 decisions a day, it feels like. I mean, so many decisions when you're doing a custom thing like this. So it's awesome. We get what we want when we're done. And if we don't get what we want when we're done, you know who's to blame? Yours truly, because I should have done it different, right? All right, we're going to quit this video. I got to get inside. Melanie's promising to cook some food, so we're going to get at that. And I got to do a little bit of computer work this evening, and I definitely have to do some computer work tomorrow on Monday, which hopefully is also going to be day 13 here. We'll see how everything goes. I got some video calls scheduled and stuff like that, so we'll see how it all goes with work. The pace may slow down a little bit just because I had a couple of light weeks for work, and we're getting back to busy with work, which is good because got to pay for all this stuff, right? All right, thanks for following along, everybody. In the description below is a link for the playlist for this entire DIY custom van Hightop build series. So if you want to see the whole thing, and we tried to explain what we're doing and why we're doing it. So hopefully, if you're wondering why are you doing that, we might very well have talked about it somewhere along the way. If not, feel free to ask a question. I'm going to do a live stream or two and share and reply to questions and comments from along the way. I won't be able to do all of them, but I'll try and get a sampling and some of the things that maybe you have questions about or wondering about. So again, feel free to leave questions and everything below. We'll try and get to them. And we are going to get some dinner and a cold beverage, because even though it's only in the 70s, it's a little bit warm here, and it's definitely dry here this time of year. So we're going to do that. We will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for following along and your interest in all this. And thank you to some of you who sent donations to help with this project, and we really appreciate that as well.